You say, if you had to say the three main benefits of using virtual reality within football, what would they be? On? I know we've kind of mentioned a couple there, but in terms of top three, what would be the best benefits?
So for us, possibly the biggest area, we see about 60, 70% of our users is in rehabilitation.
Hmm.
We see another good proportion of those users in the performance analysis space.
Yeah.
And then we're still seeing a smaller, and it kind of does fit into rehabilitation, but we're seeing it in even healthy players just using the technology around cognitive training. So I'd
Yeah.
say those three areas are the big areas that we look to explore with
Yeah.
teams.
And just when you say cognitive training, for those that may not know what that is, what does that entail? What does that kind of encompass?
Yeah, cognitive training is it's a bit of a funny word. Some people find it almost a little bit of a taboo to say in football because it's a very easy word to say cognitive training, but no one really understands what that means.
Mm.
Cognitive training, we can kind of look at like the decision making elements.
Mm.
And what most people will be familiar with, there's a lot of research out there, is stuff around scanning. So, can we put a player into an environment to improve their scanning ability? So, and we've done some kind of early stage stuff on that with a team here in the UK, actually looking at, okay, can we put you in environments which will cause you to look over your shoulder more often? It will
Mm.
cause you to actually try to identify the right passing options in a certain environment.
Yeah.
But importantly, how does that impact training or match play?
Mm.
And this little project that we did with the team, we actually found that a lot of players they found it as a really useful tool, almost as a pre-activation.
Mm.
So we see pre-activation is quite often used from a physiological point of view or a physical point of view. So we'll see players in the gym doing certain hip mobility or kind of glute activation, if you want to kind of use that term. I don't know if you do activate your glutes or not, but you see it all the time with the mini bands and
Yeah.
hurdles and stuff like that. But there's a kind of cognitive element which gets missed out. And so we were using that before training. And a lot of players found that just being exposed to that virtual environment and then going out into training, they were just looking over the shoulder more. They're just
Mm.
comments which, it's very easy to say anecdotally, but feeling more sharp, feeling
Mm.
more aware were the kind of key words that were coming across. And it was really interesting. In fact, one of the coaches even identified one of the players as just looking better from it. And obviously, this is just one person's point of view.
Mm.
From my point, with a research hat on, there might be a little bit of bias involved in there, but it was interesting. It was really insightful, and we're still trying to do more in that area. So yeah, that's possibly one of the easiest areas around, um, you know, cognitive training, the decision making element.